Ben Ephson, thank you so very much for your time. What makes this election, by-election, a lot more special, so to speak, is what the parliament is now, isn't it?
Good morning. Well, I think that, Assin North in 2012, NDC won with the parliamentary presidential. 2016, NPP won both presidential parliamentary. 2020, NPP won the presidential and NDC won the parliamentary. I think that the difference in 2015 was that the question comes from Assin Breku. The lady candidate for the NPP came from another town. This time, both the NPP candidate and the NDC, they are both from Assin Breku. The lady who contested has been campaigning for the NPP candidate. And because of the razor-thin advantage in Parliament, clearly you will see that both parties want this seat so badly. For Crescent, the sympathy vote that he would have gotten has been dimmed a bit because some NDC people were trying to influence the swing voters that when there is by-election, your roads get done, money comes from both parties. So let's vote Crescent in. If he loses, then he's jailed. It's another by-election. But, the court asking him to go back to campaign has dimmed that. Now, for the NPP candidate, the little investigations I've done about him, it seems that he had been preparing himself something for politics. For the past few years, he's had an NGO who helps children with exercise books, does help the disadvantaged and so on. So that places him with an advantage. And if something were to gamble with your last 100 CDs, I think that it's too close to call, but I would advise you to put your money on the NPP candidate.
Really?
Yes.
That's a Herculean task. Over 3,000 votes. Oh, that's not too much.
You see, the lady who contested is not for Assin Breku. Assin Breku is the biggest settlement within Assin North. He came from, person was from Assin Breku, and the lady was from another area. And the lady had issues with some of the NPP people in Assin Breku. That is why the lady who had won and contested earlier, that is why this time she was asked to stay aside. So both candidates coming from Assin Breku and the lady popular in another town campaigning for him. Now, the MPP candidate, as I told you, have been doing a lot of philanthropic work within Assin North.
Yeah. The question I asked you earlier was that, is it not because of how Parliament is shaped now, as far as the numbers are concerned, that both parties appear to see this almost like a national election?
That is true, but it gives you an impetus. And John Mahama seems to have given it an extra edge by saying that the Assembly elections is a determinant of the performance of the MPP government. So if the MPP win, they will say John Mahama has, by his own admission, confirmed that the MPP is doing well. If the NDC wins, they're going to say, well, Assin North is a swing constituency, and by the results, it shows that you've not been doing well. So apart from the razor-thin advantage, something in Parliament, I think that it gives most parties a bargaining chip.
Yes, but you have been watching politics for a long time. How much influence, do by-elections have on national elections?
it's more propaganda value. It's more something of propaganda value, you know, in terms of what people will think, what people will say. I must say something that with 17 months to voting, it's going to be anybody's game. But this one is going to be basically the advantage in Parliament and bragging rights towards 2024.
All right. So